The next two things that sold were I think were cool. Um, they're vinyl, and they're something you shouldn't sleep on, especially if you see the original sleeves.
Hey, Bluegrass, can we go thrift shopping?
Hello, YouTube world. My name is Anthony Long. Welcome back to the Bluegrass Picker channel. You came back. Why? Why would you? Sure glad you did. What's sold on eBay this weekend? Out of 11 items, I only had 2 sales as sports cards, which is very rare for me. But I'm listing more and more things that aren't sports cards. I've got almost all my sports cards up and listed because they're just easy. First thing that sold was this Bee Gees press kit, what do you call it, promo photo. It's pretty cool, actually. I think one of them has passed away since. This is from like 1999 or 2000. Either way, it's vintage. But they used to use these to sign autographs, and when they were putting out a new album, they would send it to radio stations and things like that. The next thing that sold was this John Deere hat. I got this out of an auction from Julie's Heart. Still has a tag. It's a newer one. It's got the old symbol. It's got blown out. Nothing runs like a deer. The embroidery is blown out. I had it for 35. Someone sent me an offer for 20. Well, I don't know how that went. Anyway, it ended up being 25 bucks. I'll take it. I already sold a hat for 35, a Ferrari hat, and I think I paid 40 for the entire lot. And I've sold some pins out of that lot too, which is actually coming up. The next sale was this. I only have 3 of them left. I've sold 40 something of them. It's the Beatles live. This sold for, I think it was $15. I took an offer. I like taking offers. I don't know. Some people don't like messing with it because it's extra work they have to do, which I understand. But it gives them a feeling of a win. And sometimes I like letting them feel like they win. Next thing that sold was this Fernando Tatis Jr. I sold this card just 3 or 4 days ago, and for 10 bucks. So I put it back up for 10 bucks, and it sold. It's nothing special. The better ones are a prism in this version of Panini. But like I've told you before, the Panini, which is the old Donruss, they don't have the rights to put San Diego Padres or the symbol anywhere on it. And so they can just put SD for San Diego, and so they're kind of boring cards. That's why Panini's big in football. Just something to know. This is 2020, so it's like his 3rd-year card. Nothing special, but he's a really hot player. He's really good. And there's someone out there that doesn't want to pay $200 for his rookie card, so they'll take that one. This one is a really cool card. You see the hologram in it? And it's numbered to 10. It's a gold prism. This is the club level. It's a new version, a new style in this year's select football. And the really thing that's really unique about it is, if you can see it, probably not, 10 of 10. And being a low number of 10 is pretty awesome in the first place, especially it's a rookie card. His name is LaMichael Perrine, and he's a New York Jet, so he is on a team right now that is up and coming. They got a new quarterback, Zach Wilson. It's supposed to be really good, so there's a lot of hope there. And he's not the best player in the world, but he'll be playing. And so he's a running back. So I had it up for kind of an expensive price, like 45 bucks, $44.95. But I know that being 10 of 10 is big. There's a lot of sports card collectors that just go out looking for 1 of 10 or 10 of 10 because they're so rare. But normally his card, you could probably buy his autograph for 10 bucks right now. That tells you sometimes the card makes the player almost more more than the player. But it was a great sale, $44.95 out the door. And I got that in a break for like $10. And I've already sold some other stuff out of that. And I sold an autograph card out of there for, I think, $35. Next thing it sold last night. 2 pins. This is a Giants pin. It came off a hat from Julie's Heart. And she had a hat, had a bunch of Giants pins on it. I didn't even want the hat because I knew all the Giants pins would sell. And he sent me an offer, and he took an offer of $7.95 for this one. This was the first day in opening day, April 12th, Candlestick Park. And Richard Nixon was there to throw the ball for the first pitch. Commemorative pin. This is from like a I think it's like a 2000 pin. Anyway, and I told him to send me another offer on any other things I have, and I'll combine the shipping. And he bought this one. I've got a giant attitude, which is kind of a cool. You know, people put these on their hats, their memorabilia, to show how big of Giants fans they are. The Giants are, if you don't know, the San Francisco Giants are having a good year this year. They're in a division with San Diego Padres and the Los Angeles Dodgers. And so those 3 teams are 3 of the best teams in the majors, all in one division. So it should be an interesting end of the year if you like baseball. Next thing that sold was Master P CD, original. It's all in really good shape, and No Limits Records. It sold for, I believe, $12.50, maybe it was $14. But I bought those from Who's Tom Cruise in an auction quite a while back, and I've sold probably 3 now, and I've almost made all my money back, and I've still got like 80 CDs. The next 2 things that sold were, I think, were cool. They're vinyl, and they're something you shouldn't sleep on, especially if you see the original sleeves. If you got the original sleeves on these single 45's, they're worth good money because people just want to have the artwork. You know, because I've seen the original. Sometimes people leave the original stickers on there from when they bought them brand new. They're usually all like $3 or $4 for these. And I sold this one for, I forget, I think 7 something, and this one sold for $9.95. Journey, Don't Stop Believing. Everybody knows that's a pretty popular song over the years. Really cool looking cover of the band. Usually they have more of a art like that on their fronts, but that's a pretty cool one of the band in their prime. And then Cinderella, Nobody's Fool, great song, by the way. And the cool purple colors, and them and their glam. But I think it's him, their guitarist just passed away this week. I think he was 50 years old. And so when people pass away, people go looking for their stuff. It gets them thinking about memories and nostalgia. And so those are 2 good sales. So don't sleep on 45's. Some of the 45's go for as much money as their LPs. And you know, especially if they have the original sleeves, which isn't always happen. But what I would do is I bought a bunch of boxes made especially for the 45's. They're fairly cheap, and I just wrap them up in those with these sleeves. I protect them, slap them down in case they have any water, and then I put them in the boxes and then slide them into a poly bag. Works pretty easy. It's really not that expensive. Poly bags are 10 cents a piece. These are about the same, 10 cents a piece. So anyway, these are some of the things I like to sell on eBay, and grind on, friends. Lover boy, working for the weekend. I'm not sure what's on this lover boy. Self-explanatory. Still got the shrink wrap on it. The police synchronicity. It's probably one of the best police. I'm not sure if it has. I'm not sure it's Every Breath You Take. Boston. This one's got Amanda, I think. Yeah, Amanda. No shrink, but in great shape. Self-explanatory. You don't see this one hardly ever. Lionel Richie, Dancing on the Ceiling. Probably one of his best ones. Paul McCartney always sells. Alabama always sells. Alabama always sells. Yeah. Rush is awesome. I didn't have this one. This is their probably their best album. More Than a Feeling is on it. Dire Straits. This is the one that has Sultans of Swing, my favorite. It's so hard to play. Brothers in Arms. Which one? I forget what this one has on it. Genesis, of course. These are both Shrink Wrap, Night Ranger, Sister Christian, Scorpions, Shrink Wrap. This one's weird. Peter Frampton and Bee Gees doing Sgt. Pepper's. Saturday Night Fever, That'll Sell. Don't know. Star Wars, yeah. Hooked on Classic, and that's right, Hysteria. It's the better version of the one I have because it's cleaner. And Eagles, Greatest Hits. One of the best lots of albums I've ever got.
Bye from Bluegrass Pickers. Stay tuned.